I'm at home, I don't have my arm on. So if I happen to put my arm on, someone will look around the corner and go, where are you going?
Oh.
Because I'm putting it on. I really only wear this
Okay.
for cosmetic purposes.
Yeah.
Just because I don't mind talking about it. You're welcome to come up to me and ask me about it and talk about it. And I'm very hard to offend. So nothing ever offends me.
Welcome to Big Girl Thoughts. Real women, real talk, real faith. I'm Ashley, and this is our space to connect, laugh, and dive into life's beautiful, messy parts. Every Big Girl Thoughts are worth celebrating. Grab your coffee or a glass of wine, get comfy, and let's journey together, one real, raw, and remarkable conversation at a time. Hey, babe, welcome to Big Girl Thoughts, real women, real talk, real faith. Today's guest is just the definition of grit and humor and just crazy strength. She is amazing, and you're just going to love her. She was born with without a right arm. She can out-bake, out-tennis, and outjoy most of us with two. Welcome, Kristen.
Hi.
Executive pastry chef, really?
Yes.
Kristen, you're here. So we met for coffee like a month and a half ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember leaving that coffee shop and thinking, this is the most amazing, resilient woman I've ever met. Like, you're incredible.
Thank you.
You are. So before we dive in, I want to know, have you always been like that? You've always been resilient and strong and just like,
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of like,
tell me all your secrets.
so I was born missing part of my right arm. It goes just below the elbow.
Okay.
So when you're thrown into that, you have to figure it out. And that's what I've done my whole life. You figure it out. So
Yeah.
I was varsity tennis through high school. And every year I always won the most inspirational award. I'm like, who, me?
You're like, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Grew up surfing all the time, and now I make wedding cakes for a living.
Wow. I'm so amazed. So your story is different because some people that we have heard, like that surfer, have had an accident.
Right.
So it literally is this crazy turn of events for them where they have to adapt to this new lifestyle.
Right.
You were just born
Correct.
with it. So you didn't
Honestly,
know any
I think
different.
that mine is a lot easier than if you've gone your whole life utilizing two hands, doing things with two hands, and now you're thrown into a situation where you only have the use of one hand. That's so much harder. If you only, like I said, I was born with one hand, so I've done everything with one hand, so that's all I know. So to me, it's just normal. And so when everyone is always just so in awe of like, wow, like you did that. And to me, I'm like, this is just normal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like it's anything special because it's just normal. Just like if you made a cake, it would be like, okay, like you made a cake. And I feel like it's the same for me.
Yeah. When I asked you if your story had a title, a Netflix series, right?
Yeah.
What would it be called? Do you remember what you said?
I don't remember what I
You
said.
said all hands on deck.
All hand on deck.
And
That's
I'm
right.
like, oh my gosh, like your humor, that is so unique. And I would just be willing to bet a lot of people out there, not all, but a large portion of people that have a disability might not have that same humor. And you're just like, that's hilarious. Like,
I feel like you have to laugh about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what else are you going to do? You know?
Yeah.
I love a good hand pun.
Yeah.
I love when I make some incredible cake and I'm like, I single-handedly made this. But like literally.
When you post something like that, do people comment?
Oh,
and
yeah.
say no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I do too, because I don't know. It's fun.
I always am like, if I can't have my humor, like, what am I doing?
I feel like I'd be miserable. Like
know.
if I didn't have humor about it, then
Yeah.
I would just kind of wallow in it. Like, I don't know. I remember growing up, I didn't get in trouble a lot. I was a very good kid. But there were times when I was younger, I would do something and my parents would get mad at me and I'd be in trouble. And I'd be sitting in my room sulking and thinking, I wish they would go easy on me. I only have one hand. And thank goodness they didn't, because then I would have grown up with that mentality of, well, you only have one hand, so it's okay. Where they never treated me like that. And I'm so thankful that they didn't.
Where you got your strength from, probably, right?
Yeah.
So take us back a little bit on when was like a moment for you growing up that you realized like I'm different than my siblings, right? And I'm trying to do this life. And then that moment where you were like, I have no choice other than to tie my shoe, do this, do that. And like, how did you figured it out? Do you remember the age or?
I don't.
Just remembering.
I know that, I got fitted for my first prosthetic, I think my mom said when I was 9 months old.
Wow.
And so I think, unbeknownst to me, I think I've been an inspiration to a lot of people my entire life, just seeing this little baby with a prosthetic arm and then going into like toddlerhood, and I got in a prosthetic that was usable. And so I learned how to tie my shoes. And I think my mom said I tied my shoes before my older sister tied her shoes. Mom, if you watch this, you can verify that for me.
Wow.
So
that's determination.
There weren't really, that I can remember, there weren't really delays on my end, because again, it wasn't relearning anything. It was just learning everything on schedule, but having to figure out a way to do it with one hand. So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
And tennis, like I'm fascinated by.
Yeah. I love tennis.
Yeah.
That growing up, we had in our backyard, we had a pool and we had a tennis court. And so going into high school, my parents told my sisters and I, you're going to be on the swim team, you're going to be on the tennis team. Which one do you want to do? And so my sisters and I, we all played tennis, and I'm very competitive. And so I needed to be good at it and be the best at it. And I was very good at it. Yeah.
Wow. You have sisters?
I do. I'm the middle child.
Middle.
My older sister is 3 years older than me, and my younger sister is 2 years younger than me.
It's interesting. My husband's the middle child. I am no psychologist or, whatever, but he has this determination that it's interesting. Do your siblings have this grit?
Everybody, in their own way, I know my sister battles stuff and she carries it with grace, and my little sister, same. Like, they both carry their battles with grace, which I think everybody battles something.
Sure.
And you just figure it out. You look at it for what it is, and you go, all right, well, if this is what we're doing, let's do it. So
do you ever have pity party days? Did you ever have those growing up? Did you?
Honestly, I don't know if I did growing up. I certainly don't now as an adult. Growing up, I may have, but I don't know. I think I blocked out some of my childhood, not in like a shoved down, can never talk about it way, but I think I just don't remember parts of my childhood, because personally now I don't remember being bullied in like elementary school. I don't remember that. So in my mind, I never got bullied. My mom and older sister would say otherwise. And they're like, I remember you coming home and crying and saying, this friend said this. I don't remember any of that. So I'm not upset that I don't remember any of that. I don't feel like I need to per se. And I don't think that's anything that I need to work through, because I'm not affected by it.
Yeah.
So maybe I did have pity parties growing up, but I don't remember them. But now as an adult, I absolutely do not.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. How did faith, become an instrumental, role in your life with, this journey?
I don't identify as disabled. I identify as a child of God.
Oh my gosh, Kristen, that's so amazing. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's just so, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Golly, man, where did you get this determination from?
I don't know.
Mom and dad, are they just like people that are
Yeah.
get it done and let it go and not complain about it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just.
Well, it's the way God made you, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about motherhood and marriage. How your kids, are they, I mean, obviously they can't not do anything because you're going to tell them otherwise. But what's that been like for them? Just obviously what you just said,
I think to them it's normal. It's funny because if I'm at home, I don't have my arm on. So if I happen to put my arm on, someone will look around the corner and go, "Where are you going?"
Oh.
Because I'm putting it on. I really only wear this for cosmetic purposes.
Yeah.
Just because I don't mind talking about it. You're welcome to come up to me and ask me about it and talk about it. And I'm very hard to offend. So nothing ever offends me. But I don't like the gawking stares when we're out in public. And so this is a way to negate that. So that said, whenever I'm at home, I don't have it on because I don't need it on. It doesn't serve a purpose at home. So when I put it on, my kids are like, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" I have to explain what I'm doing or where I'm going.
Yeah. Wow. Your husband is so amazing. I just love Joe. He's so incredible. How was that when you guys met? Was that a thing? Was it just something that
it was a thing to me, but to him it never was.
Yeah.
Apparently he knew all along, and I didn't know that he knew. And so
were you nervous?
Yes.
When you met it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me that story when you met.
I always wanted. So Joe and I started dating when I was 19 years old. We got married exactly 1 week after I turned 20. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Like, get her done.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I always wanted, like when I was dating, I wanted them to get to know me as a person before straight out the gate being like, "Hi, I have one arm." Because then it might be like, "Oh, like that's weird." And then just like shut it off. So, and it's funny because I was just talking about this with all my friends. We hosted a big Friendsgiving. And it's one of those things where I'll meet someone new and introduce myself, and you start talking, and then a friendship blossoms, or in Joe's and my case, a relationship blossomed. But it's kind of weird because when I introduce myself, I don't walk up to someone and say, "Hi, I'm Kristen and I have one hand." That's just not something you say. You don't bring it up. So then as time goes on, you start thinking like, "Oh my gosh, I've been friends with this person for like a while now and it hasn't gotten brought up. But like, how do I say it now?" And now it's like 6 months into the friendship. And so for Joe and I, it was not 6 months. We did not go 6 months without bringing it up. But it was, I don't know, a week or two or something like that. And I don't even remember how it got brought up. But he had said something and I'm like, "Listen, I gotta tell you something." Like, and he's looking at me and I'm like, "I only have one hand." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." And I'm like, "You do?" And he's like, "Yeah." And it's funny because even now, to this day, he thinks that everybody knows that I only have one hand.
I didn't know.
Most people don't.
Like when God highlighted you to be on this podcast, I did not know.
You didn't know?
I did
Really?
not know. You and I have been at several events.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, like I'm not.
Yeah.
This is not how I meet people.
Right. No, well,
so
I've told Joe, I'm like, when you're walking down the street, if you see just out of the corner of your eye, if you see two hands there, you assume they're real hands.
100%.
You're not looking at it going like, those fingers are moving. Okay, those are real. So other people see just that there's two hands and they just assume. And it's funny because a friend of ours came over to the house.
Yeah.
And this is Joe thinking that everybody knows.
That thing.
And Joe started telling our friend of a story of when we lived in California of some lady at the grocery store. I'm standing there and she's a little bit distance away from me and I could see that she's kind of giddy, just like, and I'm kind of looking at her like, what is her deal? Like, what is she looking at? And finally, after a few minutes of her kind of like fidgety and like looking at me, she comes over and she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to bother you. I just have to ask, like, do you surf? And I look at her and I'm like, yeah, like I do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's been a while since I have, because at that point I had stopped surfing when I got pregnant with my oldest son, because surfing with a big old belly, it's just not going to happen. So it had been a while since I surfed. And she's like, oh, okay, like, I'm so sorry to bother you. Okay. And she like stepped away again. We're standing at the deli counter, like waiting for our turn. And so a few more minutes go by and I can see she's still just giddy. And she comes back up and she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just have to ask, are you Bethany Hamilton?
She thinks you're Bethany
and I'm like,
Hamilton.
Oh my gosh, no, absolutely not. And Joe's like, you should have said yes and taken a selfie with her. And I'm like, no, I could not do that. But that said, Joe is telling his friend this story. And his friend is like, yeah, like, okay, like, that's funny and all, but like, Bethany Hamilton only has one hand. And I'm like,
he has no clue.
And I looked over at Joe and I'm like, I told you everybody doesn't know. And he's like, oh. And so I think Joe finally gets it now that like people don't know. And it's not for lack of like me wanting to hide it. It's just one of those things that when I introduce myself, I'm not going to just straight out the gate be like, hi, I have one hand. But then months go by and it's like, ooh, now I gotta bring this up somehow. Like, well, you should know. I've gotten nails done with a friend of mine. She didn't know. She's like, how have we gotten our nails done? And I didn't know. I'm like, you just don't pay attention. And like, okay, they're doing a manicure on two hands. Like, so.
And I was looking because you match always. How, does it just comes off just like.
Comes off, like I can paint
change it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
I pay for one hand. I get half off.
Oh my gosh.
When life gives you lemons, you get half off. I've legitimately like not gone back to nail salons if they don't give me half off. You are doing half the work and using half the product.
Oh my gosh.
I'm paying half the price or I'm not coming back.
Oh, dude, I am.
Yeah.
That is so.
And then I just go home and I paint whatever I got done. I just do it at home.
Okay.
So.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I just love you. That's so awesome.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk about baking. You're like the cake boss, the female cake boss.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of your cakes and I am like, Kristen, like there are people that we with two hands. I can't even do this. Like, how did you know you loved baking? Like, tell me all the things about baking. I'm that. And by the way, the videos when people are doing the frosting.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying to me. I don't even know.
I can watch the vintage cakes.
Yeah.
I can watch those videos all day long. I love watching those. I also love making the vintage cakes. Like, they're so relaxing. I love the like tedious wedding cakes where you have to like focus and like do like, oh, I love that.
Okay. What's your favorite cake taste, like flavor? What's your favorite
White cake.
White?
Yeah.
What kind of frosting?
I don't even need the frosting.
Oh, God.
Which ironically, my company name is Frosting Fanatic.
I know. I love it.
I don't even need the frosting. the cake. So when you bake a cake, it bakes with a dome on top.
Okay.
And you have to cut the domes off. And most of the time, those go in the sink, like turn the water on, moving on. If I have white cake, then I'm like, well, like I'll take a bite. And then I eat the whole dome and I'm like, how do I log that into my Fitness Pal? Like the day is shot. I'm calling Joe, like, let's go out to dinner. I don't know how to track my macros today. The whole day is ruined. So it's a struggle not eating the cake.
Yeah.
I have to be very mindful of that.
Yeah.
But
how long does it take to make? So there's a beautiful cake right when you go to your website. I think it's white,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
How long does it take to make that kind of elegant, fancy?
That's the
cake?
hardest question to answer.
Okay.
That's probably the most common question I get, and I don't know how to answer it because I am constantly working on multiple cakes. And so I'm filtering through. I'll be working on, now that I have my job as executive pastry chef, I'm working on 11 wedding cakes at one time.
Oh my gosh.
And so each wedding cake will have 4 tiers. So that's 4 different cakes that I'm making. So I get to go and crumb coat 44 cakes later.
Oh my gosh.
But
wow.
You crumb coat one cake and you pop it in the fridge. And you crumb coat another cake, pop it in the fridge until you're done doing all 44 of them. And by the time you're done with that, it's time to pull cake number 1 out and give it coat number 2. So I'm never working on one cake at a time, but I think if I added up the total time it takes, it would probably be close to like 8 hours-ish, depending on what it looks like, if there's fondant, if it's just buttercream, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm a cake girl too. Like I'll take like a tiny bit of frosting, but I'm the girl that moves the frosting to the side.
Yeah. I just
like
need
on
a
cake.
Yeah.
So you do wedding cakes, but also birthdays, you know, anniversaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I started. So I was a stay-at-home mom. My kids were young. I've got 3 kids. So Maverick is 16, Madison's 14, and Tucker is 9. And so when Maverick and Madison were little, I was just at home with them all day. And I loved baking. Anytime I got to bake, it was a great day. And so I started making their birthday cakes.
Yeah.
And I started getting more creative. Pinterest came out. So then we were all obsessed with Pinterest at that point. And you're seeing all these different things. And I'm like, oh, I want to try and make this. And so I would try to make a Pinterest cake. And it didn't look good. But I had friends that said it did. And family and everyone just hyping me up like, wow, you made that. That's incredible. And then friends started bringing me their Pinterest pictures and going, can you make this birthday cake for my kid? And I remember looking at it and going, I don't know, like, we'll try. And I would do it and it would turn out decent. Yeah. And those friends started saying, you should start a business. And I'm like, no, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have any training. I'm figuring it out. And so they pushed enough to where I started my business. And so I solely started with birthday cakes. I'm like, I cannot do a wedding cake. There's no way. Absolutely not. And so as time went on and my skill got better because I just was making cakes constantly. And the more you practice, the better you get. I started feeling more comfortable with the thought of taking wedding cakes on. So I started slowly trickling those in, like, okay. And then at a certain point, I don't remember what point it was. I've had my business, I want to say 12 years now. At one point, I decided to make the shift and focus more on wedding cakes as opposed to birthday cakes. At the time, we were living in Southern California. The Temecula wine country was 20 minutes down the road. And so
oh my gosh,
all of the, it was so beautiful.
How did you live there?
I lived there delivering wedding cakes every weekend. Wow. I would hit all the wineries and just do one delivery to the next. Like, so it became really easy to advertise making wedding cakes for the wine country because I lived there. Wow.
Beautiful.
So I loved it.
Miss it?
I don't. I really love living here in Texas. I love living in our little lake town. It's a slower pace, and I absolutely love that. But a friend did post a video of Temecula wine country a week or 2 ago, and it was like aerial shots and showing it. And it made me a little bit like, wow, like I really loved getting to visit the wineries, even if I was delivering or just, random, like, let's go wine tasting. Yeah, it was really fun.
We lived in Southern Cal for 12 years. So yeah, there's just parts that I could close my eyes and just be like, oh.
Yeah.
But
it's funny because when we moved to Texas, everyone's like, aren't you going to miss the beach? I'm like, we never go to the beach. I know.
Isn't it funny when you live there? That's what happens.
Once I had kids, I became the adult in charge of getting the sand off of them. And I wanted no part of that. I'm like, no, we'll go swimming in the pool where there's no mess.
Yeah. That's so, wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I feel like there'll be a few people, just sort of women that will listen to this. And what are some, lessons that you've learned, something that you can tell them if they're not feeling the grit, the joy, the strength with their disability, or just women in general feeling stuck about, where they're at? Like, what would you say? So I, 5th grade, was the girl that got, the nurse came and traced all of our spines.
Yeah.
I was the one that I thought won a prize. And they were like, you have scoliosis. And I'm like, what? And I wore a back brace for years. Nothing, compared to, whatever. But let me tell you where I'm going with this is I was so embarrassed. You couldn't see the brace. It wasn't like, Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
In that movie,
with all the wires. And
right, with the braces on. Yeah, it didn't go up to here, but it was like under my clothes. But you could see it various times that I turned.
Yeah.
And like you, there were like holes in the plastic brace. So I just stuck pencils and pens and was like, just like, just being a dork, but like finding that humor.
Yeah.
And I just remember it helped me so much, right? With just like, this is what is going on.
Yeah.
And if I can't find the humor in it and embrace this, I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to be that woman that's like, just, and so what could you offer, to someone who is dealing with a little something, may not be the same, deal, but what could you
I mean,
say?
I would just say, you gotta find humor in it. Otherwise, what other option do you have? I've always been a clown with my arm. I mean, I remember running around the front yard around Halloween time as a kid and making my arm fall off and like, oh my gosh, oh no, like look what happened. Like, stuff like that. But you gotta figure it out in the sense of, I could very much stay stuck and stay stagnant in the same place of like, well, I only have one arm, like I can't do that. But instead it's like, my big mantra is always, when you're overwhelmed with something, just start doing it. If I have a long list of things that I need to do, and in my mind it's loud going, okay, but I need to do this and I need to do this, but I also need to do this, and you're overwhelmed. And then you get to the point where you're like, I don't know what to do. Just do it. Just do something. Just start. Because once you start, it'll build the momentum and then you'll just keep going. That's kind of what I did with cakes. That was surfing. That was tennis. It's kind of been my whole life. Just do it. Just start doing it, and then the momentum will build. And I mean, that can go for anything. Even start finding humor in things.
Yeah.
Find humor in your disability or the situation you have going on.
I love that.
Otherwise, you're just going to sit and cry.
Oh my God.
And nobody wants to do that.
Yes. I mean, I did yesterday. No. No, I love that. I think I always try to find a big girl thought, in every episode. And I love that, And I feel like today's big girl thought is, just keep going, find the humor, right? Just do it and just do it.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Because I do think that movement, that's the thing. If you think about us in our human nature, when we're not feeling good or where we're stuck or whatever, like as a mom, I'm like, did you drink water?
Right.
Did you move today? Did you, it's all those questions. And
did you pack a jacket in this cold weather?
And the answer is no.
It's always
my 14-year-old no. But it is that. It's movement. We have to move forward in everything.
Yeah.
And I always say too, like the failure isn't just failing at doing it. The failure is not doing it at all, right? Yeah.
There were plenty of times with cakes that I failed. Just trying out different products that didn't turn out how I wanted it to. And now I'm to the point where I've practiced enough. Someone can send me a crazy wedding cake. And at first glance, it looks very overwhelming. Like, whoa, they want me to do that. But if I look at each aspect of the cake, I'm like, okay, I see how they did that. I can do that. And I piece it apart. It all comes together. And then I go, okay, I'm confident in taking that order. I can do that. And then I do it. But if I don't try, then I won't grow.
Yeah.
So.
Gosh, that's so good. You listen to a lot of worship music during your baking, right?
Constant. Oh, yeah.
What's one of your favorite worship songs? Do you have a go-to?
I really love anything Seth Schleter right now. I love him.
Remind me, I know the name. Remind me, do you know a song?
I mean, I know lots of songs,
Yeah.
but I'm not going
Can
to
you
sing.
No,
my
kidding.
gosh.
If I sang right now, the windows would break in this room, just so you know.
I love Brandon Lake. I love Phil Wickham.
All of them are so.
Fun fact.
What?
Phil's older brother was my youth pastor.
Yeah,
and Phil would sing in our I went to a very small church growing up, Calvary Chapel Vista.
Okay.
Wow.
Where again?
In Vista, in California.
California.
Yeah, Southern California. So his brother Evan was my youth pastor. Phil's only, I want to say, 3 years older than me.
Okay.
So he wasn't in our youth group, but he would come and sing. Like he was there. He was around. And I remember as a kid, I'd go to church camp and I'd tell my little sister, like, let's get up early. And I thought Phil was so cute. And I'd be like, let's get up early and maybe we can sit at the breakfast table with Phil. And so now for him to be like as big as he is, I'm like, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so
His
cool.
wife was in my youth group, actually.
Yeah.
His wife, Mallory.
Oh, that's so neat.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Well, I like to do like it's called a rapid fire. You know, the questions or the answers really to all of the questions. They're just kind of like fun.
Okay.
White wine or red?
Red.
Beach vacation or mountain escape? I know. It depends on the mood, right?
Depends on the mood, but usually beach.
Okay. Book before bed or Netflix?
I want to say book because I love reading, but we're more Netflix.
Yeah.
We like to zone out on our phones.
Yeah.
So we just have background noise on.
Sweet or salty snack?
Depends on the mood, but sweet.
Really? I
think
used
so.
to be sweet, and now I'm like,
I mean, I'm constantly around sweet,
yeah.
so it's just
you can't-
there. And I'm like,
yeah.
sure, I'll eat these cake tops.
Yeah.
They're here.
I might as well. Early riser or night owl?
Ugh, none. Let me sleep in
my
and then go to bed
gosh.
at 8 p.m. I'm forced to wake up early. And then because we have teenagers and I need to be in control of everything, even though I can't be in control of everything. I don't want to go to bed before them because then I don't trust that they will ever go to bed. But they're teenagers, so they want to stay up late. So then I stay up late and then I wake up early. And it's just a process that never ends. So I'll sleep when my kids are grown.
I love that, Chris. You can relate. Sort of. He's got baby. So.
Yeah.
Big risk or play it safe kind of person?
Play it safe.
Yeah.
I like to do what I know. If there's a change in the routine, in the schedule.
Yeah. Ooh. I feel like I used to be big risk and then I had kids.
I need a plan B and a plan C and then maybe a plan D. And I need to be told ahead of time so that I can prepare for said options. Because when I love to say I'm very go with the flow, but I'm go with the flow if there's a tight schedule and we know what's coming next and we can follow along.
Yeah. Podcasts or music in the car?
Music in the car.
Me too.
Singing loud.
I do. Oh my gosh. Don't catch me at a red light.
Same. Yeah.
One word that best describes you right now. You could just pick a word.
Resilient.
I mean, that's a word I would pick. For sure. Yeah.
This is my first, so I got this job, the executive pastry chef.
Yeah.
I've worked for myself for 12 years, but I saw this job opening and thought, wow, I'm already doing all this, but they'll pay me a salary. Like, that sounds great. I've gone through many, many, many wedding seasons. I know the trends. I know when they are. Yeah. It's next level being in a bakery with wedding season and averaging, at home, I would take on up to 6 weddings per week because everything is homemade and I'm delivering everything and I'm returning the emails and I'm doing I'm single-handedly doing everything.
But
But at the bakery, the orders, I don't have to deal with the brides. Not that I don't enjoy that, but that takes the aspect out of it. Sure. So I'm not spending time on that. So I get handed the orders and I will have, in this wedding season there was one week that we had 15 weddings. And each wedding is a 3 or 4 tier wedding cake plus a dessert bar.
Oh my gosh.
And then we're delivering up to 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Because I manage Incredible. 8 venues all over Austin.
Okay.
And so I was very nervous about going through the fall wedding season because fall wedding season is intense. Spring wedding season is as well, but fall is just next level. And so I was very nervous going into it, but we did it and we stayed on track. And there wasn't one time where we were scrambling. And I say I have one assistant at work. So she does the dessert bar portion. I do all of the wedding cakes and we meet in the middle and deliver everything. There wasn't one time that we were scrambling and like, oh my gosh, this cake is due later today and it's not done. We worked very hard and long hours, but we stayed on top of it. And I'm really proud of that because I was so nervous going into the wedding season. So
wow. Well, you seem like you've figured it all out, even organization-wise. Wow.
Yeah.
So if you're getting married, hit the sister up. Where can they find you? Your Instagram?
Yeah, I have Instagram. It's Frosting_Fanatic.
Okay.
I have a website. That's probably the best bet.
Okay.
Frostingfanatic.com. But I've kind of abandoned my Instagram. It's still there. I just don't post regularly.
Yeah.
But it's there. You can see my work.
That's so awesome. Well, I hope this episode has inspired you as much as it's inspired me. Kristen, thank you. You're amazing. I mean,
thank you.
I feel like I don't know. I need to go reassess my strength and resilience in my life. No, but I just, you're such a joy and such an inspiration. And
thank you.
You're so beautiful. And I just love you.
I love
you. Thank you so much. See you next time. We love you. Mwah.